Okay, guys, in this video, I'm going to explain some questions on this test. This test has been taken from College Board's website, for SAT, obviously. Test 10. Test 10. You can pause the video and then you can read the article or the passage, whatever you call it. So you can read it, you can understand, it's up to you. And then after that, you can watch the explanation, okay? So I'm just going to scroll down a bit to show the whole passage, and then you can pause it to read it in detail. Okay, so the passage type is fiction or literature. Now we're going to start with first question. The first question is here. It's saying that narrator of the passage can best be described as who? The narrator of the passage. So narrator, obviously, who is telling the story in the passage? Who is telling the story in the passage? So what I've done here, I have just extracted the affected parts of the passage, and then I have shown it in a different file. And I'm going to open that one for you because it will be easier to understand. So guys, here, if you go to line 15 and then line 30, from line 30 to 35, and then towards the end of the passage, like line 65, around line 65, you can get the information relating to that passage. If you look here in the first extract, it's saying the majority of those present were inclined to see the arrival of the new school teacher. New school teacher. You see, a positive light, hard times were still upon us, and blah blah blah. And then line 30, if you go around there, you'll see she told us all that at school the first day. See, she told us all that at school the first day. And we got more evidence is coming in line 35. When my little brother Ralphard asked what did she study at Barnard College, Miss Spavey explained that Barnard, which, look, she wrote on the blackboard. So here, the narrator of this passage must be a student, and she is telling about someone at school, and then the event happened at school because there's a blackboard, school teacher, school, and then here in front of blackboard behind the teacher's desk, bona fide 7th grader. So all about school and someone at school. So if you now dive into the options, the choices, you can clearly see that the answer should be A, because the narrator of the passage can be described as one of Miss Spavey's former students. Okay, the B, Miss Spavey's predecessor. Predecessor, obviously we should understand the vocabulary. Predecessor is someone here who had a job or position before someone else. Well, I appreciate that there's a mentioning of her predecessor. I believe it's only one time it's been mentioned. Her predecessor, Miss Chandler, had never once made use of that map. So her predecessor is the teacher who came before Miss Chandler, and that teacher is not narrating the story. It's been just mentioned one time by another person, so which is a student. So we're not going to accept B. B is no good answer for us. An anonymous member of a community, anonymous. No, I mean, it's a student, it's very clear. And then in that class, if you have, read the whole passage, it's a very small town and a very small school. In that school, a different level, different grades of students, they study in one class. And then he was talking about a brother. Look, when my little brother Ralford asked it. So it's not anonymous person. So we're not going to accept it. Anonymous, it means made or done by someone whose name is not noun. Okay, so bona fide, it means real, not false. Make sure you are dealing with a bona fide company. You can also say bona fide or bona fide. So Miss Spivey herself, if you just follow the tone of the passage, you can clearly see that um, someone is talking about Miss Spivey because say she said, she told us, she told us. It's like Miss Spivey told us. So it's very clear that Miss Spivey is not narrating this passage. Otherwise, it would be written as I did this, I told the students, and other stuff, because we don't have a personal writing. So someone is talking about someone else because using she pronouns. Okay, so based on this explanation, the answer is A.